And we back. I just wanted to talk about the show that you had us watch like a couple weeks ago. Or I guess you already saw it. You already watched it.
Yeah.
And I was seeing it for the first time, right? Which was cool. I just wanted to basically break it down why you thought it was a good thing for us to watch,
Yeah.
or for me to watch, or for us to watch together. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then just break down a little bit of the story, what you rock with, what you don't rock with, and where we are talking about the show Love Is. Yeah, I always say this is so it's Love Is, and it was written by Salim Akil, I guess her name is, and Barack Mara Brock Akil, yeah. So both great writers. They actually, when I looked them up after the show, I realized that they wrote a lot of the stuff that we've been watching for years.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've been right there, right beside Tyler Perry. I mean, to me, they
succeeded him.
They've written like some smashes, dating all the way back to Moesha and I think like South Central and all of that too. So
Food.
they actually go harder than Tyler Perry in a way.
Historically.
Yeah, which is crazy,
Right. They're definitely a staple in the black entertainment. BET all day, they have impacted what's happening.
Hold on 1 second.
And so, are we still live?
We are. Let me see where we at. Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
You can hold it down. I'm just coming back in.
So I seen it before you. I seen it. Oh man, I'm thinking when it first came out because it was pretty much trending. So like everybody was talking about it, and so of course I had to tune in. Like, what is this? Love Is, and I was just hooked instantly.
Right.
I was tuned in. I think I binge watched it, and I wanted more. I wanted more. Like that ending was just not right. That he just walked out. Like, we'll get to it, but I definitely wanted more from Love Is, and I loved it. I loved the authenticity. I felt like of the story. It seemed so real to me. It seemed like something that would happen every day, and it seemed like two genuine people telling their story, and then obviously they're still together.
Right. Through it all.
They were telling the story as they're still together.
Which is almost like what keeps you in tune. Because I feel like the way the story was going, a lot of people would have tuned out like, oh yeah, this not even realistic.
Yeah.
Right? But actually the things that we think are not that realistic end up being the most realistic of all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. So I was engaged. To me, it was genuine love that lasted through all these different situations, and I wanted you to see it.
Right.
I wanted you to see it, and your take was definitely different.
I'm like, get rid of him.
I'm like,
get rid of him.
I'm watching the movie, but I'm watching the shows with him, and he's like,
was it different? Did you look at it different watching it with me?
Well, yeah, because you're pointing out things. I'm like, I ain't never thought about that.
For real? Nah, there's no way.
No, for real. I'm looking at like obviously the story is okay for those who haven't seen it yet. Should we talk like people have seen it?
Yeah. I mean, this is like 4 years ago, so this is and it's titled Review. So, the spoiler alert is in the word review at the end of the day.
So, the story of a couple, like he was saying, a couple that was creative, like Moesha and things, writer. She's a writer and he's the director. And they hooked up back in the day when she was a struggling writer, and he was a struggling director, and they kind of met. They met and re-met when she was a successful writer and he was still struggling, and their journey of getting together and so on and so forth. And they show the story from like an older couple talking about how they, and then the two younger people are them supposed to be them, and they're telling the story through their perspective, like very candid conversation like we're having right now. And like, remember when you did that? And then they go in and tell the story, and then they're showing also real emotions as they're reliving telling the story. So you're seeing her genuine reaction, like taking them back to how they felt like, damn, that was sad, wasn't it? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
It was genuine to me.
Let's see. Let me just. Yeah, you good.
And so my take on it was that he loved her so much. He loved her dirty draws. He would do anything to have her.
Who loved who more?
He loved her more.
You think he loved her more?
Yeah.
Alright.
And so my take on it was that he just had it bad, you know, and it was just like, as bad as he wanted her, he just couldn't get it right. It was just one thing after the other that was coming up for him. Like, you know, he's in a relationship that...
Is it not a relationship?
Well, he was... Well, in the beginning, he was in a relationship with this girl that, you know, he wasn't really pulling his weight because he was really trying to focus on being a director. And she was not having it because she needed some help financially. And he just wasn't pulling his weight. And so they weren't seeing eye to eye because she wasn't, to me, on his wavelength of really trying to focus on what he putting all his energy.
But let's switch that. Like if she was like that, you talking about the girl that did yoga, right? His first girlfriend in Cali, in LA, not Cali, in LA. So if that was your girl, if that was your friend, or if that was your sister, how would you advise her? Because you're saying that like she's not on his wavelength, like she needed to be on his wavelength.
Well, my thing was that they came. The whole plan was for them to move here to chase their dreams. It wasn't like, let me go work. It was more like, let's just go here and try this out. Let's just chase our dreams and see where it lands us. I'm gonna try to be a director. I'm gonna really try to rub elbows with people in Hollywood and try to really put my best foot forward here. And it's not really about, to me...
Does that mean don't work though? Like,
it doesn't mean that, but it means also like, this is just really where I left my child behind.
He met this girl a year, the girl that he ended up falling in love with, he met her a year after they've been there. So my thing is like, how long are you going to be sitting around saying you're going to be a writer?
Is that facts?
Right?
No.
Well, no. Well,
it felt like he had just moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not saying he met her. I'm saying like basically he got with her like a year later, right? Because he seen her again like a year afterwards.
Yeah, but he wasn't living there. Yeah.
He wasn't.
So when he met her, he wasn't living there.
He wasn't? Okay. I thought he had just moved down there.
No, when he met her the second time, which is a year later, he had just moved down there.
Okay, not just though.
We don't know.
So what was he doing in LA the first time when he met her?
Visiting his home.
I thought he was already down there. He had just moved, and then a year later he had been there, and then now it's on the rocks. Cause it wasn't on the rocks as soon as he moved. It was that after a while it was like, yo, what are you doing?
I don't really
that's well. I mean, you could be correct. You know what I mean? I'm just saying like. I thought like, okay, or maybe they left that open and they really didn't cover like when he was really there. But I thought that he really was there, and then it was like, okay, we've been down here a while now. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not really pitching your scripts. They're not. It didn't look like he was pitching scripts. He didn't have nothing on the way.
When he met her initially, he wasn't trying to chase the director dream. Right? That the whole first initial conversation was, she is trying to chase the dream of being a writer, and he was pretty much calling her foolish. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, call me foolish because this is something that I want to do. And so he wasn't chasing that, but she inspired him.
Okay.
To chase this dream of being a director.
I thought he came down to LA for that.
No, not during the initial conversation.
Okay.
The initial conversation was her having this dream and actually trying to follow it, and he was more so just kind of talking down on that, like only fools kind of chase their dreams. But then the second time he met her, he decided
he was chasing his dreams. Right. So that whole dynamic there, it threw me off because I was thinking, like, you know what I mean, like, okay, he's chasing the dream of being a wrestler. That's the whole reason I thought he was in LA to begin with and ran into her. So
no. So she inspired him. Next time they see each other, now it's kind of like the table is turned, because before she was a struggling aspirational writer.
Well, what job did he have? Like when she met him, like when he met her the first time in the cafe, what was his job? Or what was his thing?
I don't think it was clear.
That's what I'm saying. I think he always was trying to be a writer and a director. No.
Okay. Facts. And so, because she was, it's like their tables was turned. Because before she was a struggling, hopeful thing, and he was saying, "You're like fools do that. You know, only fools chase dreams." But the second time, he was the fool, and he's like, "Okay, I'm now. You inspired me to pretty much do this." Mm-hmm. And especially now, seeing that you've actually succeeded. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think that, and this goes back to the point, like, what would you say to her if that was your girl, that was your family, whatever, right? Because you're saying that she needs to be in tune with him. And even though they came down there with the, I'm chase my dream and all that, like, I'm sure he knew he had to have a certain amount of money set aside to do that. You know what I mean? Which included the rent and all the other stuff. And obviously, maybe he ran through the bread. Who knows what he was doing? He kept buying tickets to go see jazz concerts and movies and stuff like that. And she's looking like, yo, what are you doing? Like, where's the rent money? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like, and then he was sending money home. We found out later he's sending money home for his kids, like the piano lessons and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, I just feel like even though she was like, yo, let's go chase this dream, it's always like, we have to still survive during, like, at the time, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it doesn't mean survive off of her. It just means we got to figure out a way to chase our dreams. Let's go to LA where we can basically take auditions, you know what I'm saying? Like, pitch our scripts because we right there. Just like when he was working at the bookstore, that's what you do. It's like, okay, you got writers coming in the bookstore all day. Hanging at the cafe. He met the girl hanging at the cafe because the cafe is where people go to write. Right. So it's like you do that, but that you still got to go clock in and figure out how you're going to take care of yourself until things pop. To me, it's like he came back there and he had nothing moving. It didn't look like he was trying to get nothing moving. And then he pops up with the concert tickets, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not what I had in mind. And
so you have an issue with the fact that instead of using the money that he should have been using to help with the bills, he used that money to buy concert tickets.
I just believe if you don't got it, you don't got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying what he should have been using the money on, but I'm just saying, like, it's just like, how you buying tickets to jazz concerts when shorty is going out every day trying to make it happen, and you're not pitching your script, you're not doing nothing, and the money goes towards entertainment, basically. You know what I'm saying? Which is just kind of like, I think that it's a turn off to her because she's looking at it like, yo, why am I, like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Her head's not even there. She's trying to make it.
And I mean, I could see the concert ticket being like but for me, you just kind of never know the dynamics of their relationship. I don't feel like it's as simple as it's being portrayed. I think it's more on the, like, I really want to move to LA. My parents not going to let me. This is something that I really want to do. I got the money. Why don't you come with me?
I don't think that's what it was.
It could be.
I don't think that's what it was because I'm saying from what we saw and what we think, it was like, is that what it was?
Remember, he said, I helped you pack up. I gave you money to move. Right. I convinced your parents. Your parents wouldn't have let you move if I didn't come with you. I convinced your parents to let you move. I help you. I pack you up. So it's more about. It seemed like it was her move.
That don't hold no weight to me. Like,
I'm just saying, he said that.
No, I know. But that's, to me, that's grabbing shit that things that don't.
In his mind, he did her a favor.
Yeah, but that
with the whole move. So we don't know the dynamics of that whole situation prior to them moving. We just see it from the part where she's now tripping because, and then didn't she explain later as to why because of the surgery is why she was needing money. She said that. She was like, this is why I was needing money.
Yeah.
And I really was tripping on the rent. So it really wasn't the rent. It was more so the surgery.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter though.
It doesn't matter. You're right.
It's not even about the rent. I'm sure whether it's food, whether it's rent, whatever, it's nothing. I think it's more about the fact that he was just laying around all day. Like,
but I think she set the tone for that. And then
I
it's
don't
more,
think so.
I think that's what I get. For her to even apologize and saying I was only really tripping on you because I needed money for surgery is kind of more apologetic to where I know that's not how I was moving.
Yeah,
and that's how I was taking it.
Yeah, that was definitely written in there for that reason.
I feel like,
but I mean, I'm talking about the reality of it. It's like they went down there to chase
we don't know the reality.
The dream.
We don't have her version of it. And so from what was presented to us, it seemed like in his mind, he was doing her a favor. She wasn't really tripping on the money. She just wanted to have this surgery. That's why she was tripping. She even apologized to me for tripping. And you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, backing up, they start falling out, right? They start bickering about the money. She needs money. Later we find out for the surgery.
Right.
She doesn't care about his aspirations, which is the forefront supposed to be for his mind. She's not on that same page. She's worrying about money. I'm worrying about this script. That's why we came down here. You tripping now? And then there's this other girl that is actually on the same wavelength as him as far as chase your dreams at all costs.
Yeah, it's easy to be on the same wavelength when you're not.
No, I get it.
When you're not the one that has to, like. I just feel like, I don't know. That was the beginning of it, right? So when they started doing all of that, then he started having to leave the house. I guess spend more time at the cafe because you can't just sit on the couch all day when somebody is coming in and then bickering, you know what I mean? So now he's spending more time outside with his boy, right? Trying to clear his mind. He runs into the girl. She's a writer now, a year later, right? Was that from episode 1 to 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a writer now. And the thing that I wanted to, that I thought was interesting was, I just feel like he moved on without moving on, which I feel like is crazy. You know what I mean?
What? Why didn't he move on?
Nah, like he moved on. Like what I'm saying is he went and met somebody, he invited them on. He had her calling the crib and everything. Remember?
They wasn't together.
Nah, but you in the house, you and her. First of all, nah, you and her. You living with her. That was your girlfriend, and she's the one that's paying everything.
But this is back in the day. It's like you got one phone. This is the only way you could reach me. You gotta reach me.
You got the beeper. That's what I'm saying. Like back then, remember they had beepers, and so it's really like beeper and then call. I mean, remember his mom didn't even have the girl's phone number. She had to star 69 when he called. So I just think it was wild. It's just wild. Like if you're gonna move on like that, move on. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So I feel like that was flagrant. That was crazy.
Listen, love can make you do some crazy things.
Yeah, nah, that's true. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it was super flagrant, and that right there is like, what do you tell? I know you're looking at it from his perspective or the story of their perspective, and I just wanted you to. I want you to speak to like how you looked at it when you watched it for yourself, and then how you look at it.
Well, when I watched it by myself, it was just googly eyes and fluttery hearts, and just love of saying like the passion that comes with the love that two people have for each other. And then when I looked at it with you. It's all these like, damn, he really is foul, huh? Like, is he using her? Yeah. Like, was that really? Did he say like? You put all these question marks in my head to where it made it more of a read between the lines of the story, and you can see that maybe there's a different side of him and her being so naive, and him being, you know, he really didn't have a pot to piss in at all, but yet he was pursuing this amazing woman who had it all going for her.
Yeah.
And was super confident. So it was almost like he was almost manipulating her in a sense, but I didn't look at it like
they always say they got a meme going around that say chicks got all these bachelor's degree to get manipulated by a street dude, like, you know, right?
Yeah.
that dropped out in 6th grade, like so that's the thing, I guess. You know what I mean? But I think I actually I could find a million motivations for why he would want her, right? They cast her as an attractive woman in the show. That's one. She has a great career, right? Her life is going in the right way.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, she's part of one of the most popular TV shows at the time. I mean, that's on top of having a great career, because you can have a great career, but now she also has the clout on top of that, because she could say Marvin, right, in the show. So those is multiple things. And then so you have that, and then you also have, you know, he needs a place to stay. That's another motivation that could have been. So I could think of a million reasons why, but I always feel like everybody gets something out of something. So it's like, what would be her motivation, or what would be her, if she was manipulating him, what would be her reason? Like, what would you point out if it was, because we could always, he's down on his luck, so we could find a million reasons to say, like, okay, he ain't let her go, but also, why is she?
He was to me feeding her mentally.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, what is she taking from him?
Mental stimulation,
right?
That she wasn't able to get from anywhere. Obviously, you see the guys that, and quality time.
Right,
you know, like some genuine.
Yeah, but she could get quality time from anywhere. The one dude was trying to take her on a ski trip.
Yeah, but he's a busy director of, you know, so higher up. Like, he might have time, but it's not going to be the quality time that she gets from somebody that's going to be there pretty much 24/7. You're sharing everything with them. Like, you're writing, I'm reading, you're writing, we're helping each other. It's like a deeper connection that she's not going to be able to get from somebody that's higher up. So we got the lunch boy that brings the lunches, who's young and stupid.
And quality time right there too.
It's not really.
It is, but it's not.
Yeah, but not on the level.
But he's not. He doesn't have the intellectual capacity that the other dude has. Obviously, right? Right. Maybe because of his youth, or maybe he's just a different type of dude. He's just like whatever. I would think. Right? Because you got this one dude. He's Muslim. I feel like her mother said that her dad was like, he's like a reincarnation of her pops.
And most women look for somebody that's like their father without, like, subconsciously.
Right. So
so it's that, like, she's somebody that she's identifying as.
So I just want to go into that. I want so if she's using him, what is she using him for? Like, you know what I mean? Because we could always sit back and say, like, oh yeah, because she got the bread, but it's not always about that. So it's like, because just like a record label, look at it as like a record label. You know what I mean? Like, you got an artist like DMX, right? He's signed to a label, you know, and he's, of course, he might, you know, he's like, he might really like the label. He might just want to be a part of what they got going on. They got the money to help him get his thing off the ground, but also the label is taking from him too. Like, the label wants something from him. So what I'm saying is, it's not as who got the money, like who. Like, what I'm saying is, what is she actually like sucking out of him that we don't actually see on the surface level, because it's not that material. Like, or everything he's taking is material, so we see it. You know what I mean? But you know, that's so I just wanted to.
Yeah, I definitely, maybe ideas for the show from their conversations.
Right,
so you
right.
Get different,
Yeah,
things.
because that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
writers need to stay inspired.
Yeah.
You know, maybe need to get kind of in tune with like how like a regular dude is actually living out here because
Yeah.
she's around all these guys like the exec, and it's just like.
And so remember, she always
yeah.
looked at him as a intelligent, very, very talented director, like from the get. So she saw something in him that she, could use. Because it's like she doesn't want anybody else to direct her writing. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like, this guy is super, super talented. So from the get, she probably saw that in him. Like, what qualities the director has? They're visionaries. You know what I'm saying? They're organized. They can, whatever the qualities of a director she felt like.
I just think, I don't know about that though, because it was very clear in the show that she did not read his writings.
But,
so she was calling him a creative
contradiction because she was selling his material.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, what do you do? What's really going on here? Because she was selling his material to the other guys, saying, "Yo, if you just got, he's so talented, da da da," and it's like he on the other hand, he's like, "Yo, you never even read my stuff."
Right. So what does that go to show? Maybe she doesn't think he's a talented writer, but whatever qualities a director might have. So maybe during their conversation when she's talking about her writings.
Yeah, but
and he's saying, "Well, this is how you would direct that, or this is what I would do." How I don't know what directors do.
Yeah. Well, no, but, I mean, a director is just the directing you on how to. How to cut the scene.
She saw some quality in him, like, okay, I'm giving him my material. You don't think so?
Nah, it's not that. Like, because she didn't say I got a director. She was trying to pitch the script. Remember, she's like, bring your script. You know what I mean? He showed up to the Warner Brothers lot, script in hand, or the Universal lot, whatever lot that was, and script in hand to pitch the script. And then she was like trying to bring the script to what's his name, Dwayne Wayne, right? And it was specifically the script. So I just think that it's odd that I guess she's probably just one of those people that if you down with her, she's gonna support and do what she can, right? Because she probably like, yo, I'm in the room with a bunch of dudes that these dudes don't know nothing either. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if they could be here, like, you know what I mean? Or is she trying to put him onto a job like you would be perfect if you was just getting to the bag, right? So now she's just trying to get him in anywhere that fits, right? But I just thought that was very interesting that she obviously did not read the writings and the works. Yeah. And but she kept, saying how talented he was. And then by the end of the show, or by the end of the whole thing, when she finally did read it, she was upset. Was that the last episode? She was upset that after she read it because it was the same words that he basically bagged her with. Yeah. And she was like, "Yo, how could I fall for cheesy script?" And then she called it
season 2, man.
And then she called it cheesy writing. Right?
Yeah.
She said like, "This is not. It's not even like she said that I fell for this." Dad, he's good. Really. It was like, yo, these lines these cheap lines. Like, who would even write this type of? You know what I mean? And then she's like, Dad, but I fell for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, when you break that all down, and none of it really is linking. I think it just comes down to like, she liked him. And that's it.
This is why they need to have another season, because all of this was setting up for. When she addresses him with this, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you just really did this. He has an explanation. He has a.
I mean, that's cool.
We need that story.
Yeah. I mean, I feel
it's like all of this was being set up for us to look at it like that.
Yeah, I feel like
damn, you didn't even read this, and then so he's probably gonna be like, so you mean to tell me you're now finishing, and then I hate that they're not bringing a season 2.
Yeah, nah, right. So I feel like that. You're now finishing the book. I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, though, like I'm trying to think of like other moments in the story that really caught me.
The fact that obviously with the season finale, she gave the ring back, but she kept it, right? Which is a big problem for him.
Oh yeah, like yeah. She kept the ring from the other dude. They always say a girl got like another dude in mind, and that like proved it right there. I mean, listen, everybody, they say that, but you know, I felt like she said that the other guy was trying to win her. You know what I'm saying? And this dude actually liked her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like the other dude was a good match for her. You know what I mean?
I don't even see the point of inviting him over. Well, I guess she had to give him back the ring.
Yeah,
but
no, I think she.
Take the ring.
I think that she thought about going back to him, and then probably at the moment that he walked in, she was like, "This just don't feel like when I'm with the other guy." That's what I think.
She made that decision right there.
Yeah, I think you made that decision right there.
Because you also got to think about how they're telling the story compared to really you gotta like I'm not gonna tell my husband what actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really was thinking about you. Like is she gonna say that?
Yeah,
she gotta give a different version.
I mean, but she really didn't give a motive at all. So it's not like she didn't say it. But he did come over, so I'm thinking that when he came over, she was still up in the air. She was gonna have this conversation, see how it go, see how it feel, and then she probably right there just was like, it's like one of those things where he probably said something that made her feel like, okay, like this is a competition to him. Like he only even want me because this dude want me.
Yeah.
And that probably, because I think that if he got that far, she was definitely, you know what I mean. At that point, it's just whatever he's gonna say is either gonna. You know what I mean, get her or she's gonna go back. You know what I mean? But I think because if she wasn't gonna do it at all, the whole thing would have been like, yo, you know, like you're not even coming, like I'm gonna mail you the ring. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna leave it with your moms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a million ways to get the ring back. He don't have to come to the house.
Right.
Even when she went to go see him at the hotel, that was a lot. I mean, so the whole thing is you went to go see the dude at the hotel, and then after you went to go see him at the hotel, then he still came to the crib. It was just a lot to just know that she was really on the fence on what she wanted to do.
Yeah, you know I definitely think her version of the hotel in that story was different than the actual truth.
You think so?
Like they probably had a conversation, and he's just like, you know, just think about it. Hold on to the ring. You know what I'm saying? Maybe give me an answer. But it's not like, I didn't accept the ring. He just left it there. Like, that's probably not how it actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably like, how you end up with the ring?
I think that...
Well, I didn't take it. Like, you know, he just left it.
Yeah. But I feel like he could have... I feel like he could have left it. I feel like if he feel like he got that much power over her, dude will definitely do that. Like, if he feel like he knows her, right? And he knows what drives her heart and things like that, I feel like he definitely would leave it. Because at the end of the day, jewelry, a dude like that, he probably got insurance on it. So it's like, even if she don't take it and she leave it, right? It's like, at the end of the day, you could just call it was stolen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's thing. Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of how I liked it though. I wish they would have a season 2.
Yeah.
I do respect, you know what I mean, whatever happened between whatever else happened that got it canceled. So it's not about that. But I just feel like you affect a lot of people's lives when you cancel these projects, and it's not just about the one person. You know what I mean? And I know with this, it's just like it's almost like a life story, so you can't move him off of it and continue. You just got to cancel it.
Yeah.
But it would be dope if maybe he was able to self-produce it, you know, get somebody to fund it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then like self-produce it off her own and just put it out on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, maintain the production quality.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
well, that's it. That's
all I have.
All right.
Okay.
We out?
Yeah, we out.
Oops.